Hello, everybody. I'm going to wait and see if anyone comes on in. How is everyone doing today on this fine sunny Tuesday? I am exhausted. I've had a very long morning. I'm hoping everyone has had a good day full of good things, that it was fun. We are catching up on our mermaid because really, Choco Hooligan? You sure about that? She always tries to say I'm late, and yet it was 12 on the dot, and I was on. But yeah, we are going to be catching up on 3. Ooh, God, excuse me. We're going to be catching up on 3 of our mermaids. Bitch, I need to know your definition of late, because I swear to God, it's even a millisecond after the clock strikes. That's what you consider late. You should compensate for the lag. I can't compensate for what goes wrong in your head. You need to talk to your doctor about that. You and that is late. It is not. This female. Are all native Irish people this way, or is it just the sponge? Between the frog and the sponge, I don't know who's worse. But anyways, is not. How is everyone's day going so far? What is everyone's plans for the day? Are you enjoying the weather where you are? Hello, After 40. Is to no comment. Work, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry, Mitchell. I'm currently on a train to go see Doctor Strange. Woot! Are you that far from the movie theater that you had to hop a train? Good God, you're smiling. What are we drawing today? And will it get us canceled? No, I usually draw pretty wholesome. That's my bag. I'm drawing mermaids. It's mermaid. We're already halfway through mermaid. I mean, Trem is more accurate. How you doing, Anime? It's a quiet one. Usually I get more people at the start. The bus is unreliable as fuck. Well, I mean, still, you have to take a bus? Are you that far? I'm like a 10-minute car ride. Especially when it's pissing with rain. Oh, it's raining in the UK. What a shock. Hi, Greta. I've been up since 5 a.m. and I've been driving since maybe an hour ago. It's been a long morning, kids. So we're starting off with Pet. I'm hot as fuck because the AC is. Ooh, bro, I could not live. Where it's gonna be 90 in this area. Anime 90. The United Kingdom encompasses Ireland, woman. I will sweat off the calories. That's how it works, right? Listen, I can promise you from experience, if you don't move, them calories just like find somewhere else to hide in your body. So let's see. We're doing animal. We're doing pet for mermaid. Oh, I got a silly idea. It's perfect. It encompasses Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. Bitch you in the UK. Just because you don't like it. Listen, I don't like that I'm in the South, but I have to admit, the United Kingdom is not a country, it's all of the islands. Let's see if Google's listening now. Okay, Google. This whore. Okay, Google. Is Ireland in the UK?
Here is some information about Ireland. The Republic of Ireland occupies most of the island of Ireland, off the coast of England and Wales.
It is part of the British Isles. It's okay, I forgive you, you're an ignorant American. The frog isn't. Although I must say, the frog made me proud the other day. I cannot lie. The Troubles were a thing. The Troubles. For anyone who doesn't know, Bublito and I were trolling a rather disgusting diddler on Twitter the other day. And as we were trolling the diddler, I get a message from Bublito. Now, it was redacted for legal purposes, obviously. But apparently, the frog is much cleverer than any of us expected. Because this man got all the info on the diddler and sent it to said diddler, who suddenly stopped talking to us. He still talked to others, but I noticed, Bub, he immediately kind of left us alone. Like, you know what? These people are not worth it. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, they are fucking scum. Exactly, Chaco. Hi, Moon! Oh, hold on. I gotta send a... In case he wants to. It was... When I tell you, I did not expect it whatsoever. When he told me, I was like, oh, look at you! I was just very proud. Very proud. Okay, I'm trying to send an invite. Ryan and Greta, don't be pains in my ass is like right here. Go. Copy. Don't copy. Don't copy that floppy. As long as they're the ones that it. Let me tell you something. After 40, at this point, I don't even care if they did or didn't. They're on the chopping block because they've had ones that proclaimed they weren't, went on TV, claimed all these things about how, you know, oh, you need to be kind to non-practicing. And the guy that was saying it, because he was the, you know, the poster child for non-practicing, was caught diddling. So, done. Hey, Tapface. Yeah, we saw you. I saw you on Gothic's stream, right, in the comments. That was a good stream. I miss doing that. We used to do it all the time. Back when I was an employee. And I do miss it. But that's my girl. I love when I can do things with my friends. It just makes it all the better. And how is everyone's day going? How is everyone's week going? Are we preparing for the sweaty balls like me and Animane are putting up with? Or are you lucky like After 40 and Chaco and I think Unhurt that live where it just rains all the time? That stream was a good time. It really was, Mitchell. Now, Mitchell, I know you follow me and Leon and Gothics. Who did you follow first? Was it Gothics or Leon? Because it's just That's what's really cool to me. Hey, Bublito, you're out. You're not in screen, sir. The phone's over there. This is what happens when you compliment a frog. I'm preparing for the UFO hearing from Congress. Okay, that's where I need to know, because that has been a thing lately. Is this true? Because that'd be kind of fucking cool. We had sun today. I mowed the lawn. Life is great here in NYC. Too many shootings. You slow ass granny. I started watching Gothics, then Leon the New. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. No, I've got a Thursday is going to be my day. I might not even be on my premiere on Thursday, because let me tell you something. It's with a Y, not an I-E, Choco Hooligan. Make him work for it. Whatchamacallit? But it's a whatchamacallit. Thursday is when I'm gonna have my work cut out for me. We're doing a lot of lawn work. Me and Matthew and two of our friends are coming over, and they're going to be helping out with some stuff. Oh, you're not cute, Choco. Can you say that without the British accent? Hey, Esteban. But yeah, so I'm just gonna catch up on my mermaid. Hi, photos by Allison. It's going to reach hundreds in Texas. Ah, no, fuck that. Ah. Why do you people like living where that happened? What, Nova? Oh, Orion's touching you. How dare he? Anyone that likes that weather, including my husband, you're the devil. I don't understand you. Why? Why does that bring you pleasure? I can actually do a pretty good British accent, English accent, because of the rents. Listen, Chaco, if you would come on camera and prove that to us, that'd be great. But no, instead, you've got to be on the train. You got to be on a tram. Oh, thank you, Tatface. It really needs an update. This is actually, my hair is super grown out, and if you look at my older videos, you can see when it was. Who doesn't like swamp butt, right? Don't you love just schveddy butts and clammy cheeks and skin rashes? It's beautiful. Matthew's devil. I tell him that. I only do green Joker style. I would prefer the hot weather, but it's because I'm always cold. I don't care. I would rather be under 10 layers of clothing in front of a fire with the house chilled. Even because as I've gotten older, I'm getting cold. Which is like what happened to most of my family. As we get older, we have a hard time. But even as I get cold, I'm still intolerant of the heat. So it's like, it doesn't matter if I, whatchamacalls it. It does not matter at all. I will still require coolness. Because me and the heat, we don't get along. I haven't socialed in like 3 weeks. I did say I would chat, didn't I? Yes, you did. You have. You've promised me, and you haven't done it. I used to love the cold, but now, man, I can't handle the heat. That's the thing. Heat to me is just oppressive. No more insulation. Listen, again, that's what a wool jacket is for. That's what a sweatshirt is for. That's what a sweater is for. Hell, Uggs. A nice warm fire. I can think of 1,000 reasons. Choco, I believe, is camera shy. When is the next stream? I don't know, guys. Tell Choco Hooligan when my next stream is. It's going to be next Tuesday because they're every Tuesday. And this week is going to be the whatchamacallit is the upload, and then next week will be a reaction one. Lately cool weather is nice for me. Exactly. Like New England spring and fall is best weather in my opinion. I don't know if you guys can hear the dogs are roughhousing right outside the door. And it's just, gotta have some mystery. Listen, I don't favor that kind of mystery. I have a feeling you just don't want me to fall in love with you. That's all there is. I hate wearing layers. Friday? What's Friday? No, she's on her way to see a movie right now, guys. She can't. You weren't here for it. She was shit talking me in the beginning of the stream. And she was telling me how she's on a tram. Because she's on her way. I've only heard Chaco talk once. My dogs are very much spayed or neutered. Moon, who you asking that question to, of all people? All right, Tapface, thank you for coming on in. Gilfs don't really do it for me, and yet it's in the title of what you just said. Girls I like to fuck. Get it? I.e., you do. It does it for you. Silly goose. Bubblito would be dissecting them. So what's everyone's plan for this week? Chaco is a lesbian. I doubt that. I imagine she is a I'm gonna guess Chaco likes manly men. Like Henry Cavill kind of dudes. That's where I get. That's the Chaco vibes I receive. I could be wrong. But those are the vibes that I get from our resident sponge. Like, I have a mental image of what I believe Chaco looks like, but I also have a mental image of what Bublito looks like. The first time I talked about Bublito, though, definitely my mental image had to change because who I thought he was and who he is, two different things. I will say, guys, eventually, because I know the quietness of my streams is annoying, and especially when you can hear the dogs, I do eventually want to try to get in to whatchamacallit. Moon, I will say I had a completely different idea of you than I do now. Because one, I imagined you much younger. Like, much younger. I thought you, because you're just so sweet and innocent. So, just a campaign session and getting my dog used to a bigger house. That's a good idea, because sometimes animals get scared of large spaces. How weird is that? It's true. One of my cats, when I first took her in, was scared of walls. Walls terrified her. Electronic gaming. Who came up with these prompts this year? What the fuck? Wait, before you answer that, Moon, don't answer Chaco yet. Moon, Chaco, how old did you think Moon was? Because I want to see if you assumed the same thing I did. I'll be back. No problem after 40. Before you answer that, Moon, don't tell her yet. I want Chaco to tell us, because I want to see if it was what I thought. I envision you. I know you've said your height, but the height I envision you at 5'8", 5'9", on the thinner side, maybe pear-shaped. on the paler side of Irish. I would put you at gray eyes and brown hinting on red curly hair. But the kind of curly hair that gets angry and frizzy really quick. And then, of course, freckles. But I'm also basing your personality, off of what I've seen. So, Zero, what I'm getting ready to do, so I'm doing what's a challenge called Mermaid. And I've missed 3 days, so I'm doing the sketching. Who wants to help me with electric gaming for a mermaid? I had an idea in my head, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. Esteban, you weren't supposed to say it. I wanted Chaco to guess. All right, how off was I, Chaco Hooligan? Like, was I very off, or was I, like, only a little off? Who would do something for a mermaid in electric gaming? I have an idea. I was thinking of doing it in 8-bit. Like an 8-bit image. What do you guys think? You guys let me know. No, for electric gaming, because I'm having a hard time with this. Like, my idea is possibly doing like a little 8-bit where it's like a little thing, a mermaid in a game. Hey, Dangerous Rhetoric, either Dan or Brent. Hi, boys. Well, Choco did say she was a dirty blonde. Oh, see, you guys keep memory of this a little bit better. I don't have freckles. My eyes are blue. I have blonde curly hair, glasses, and I'm 5'7"ish. Okay, so I wasn't too far on the height. Blue and gray, not too far apart. Blonde curly hair. I wasn't thinking about glasses or not. Oh no, Matthew, don't tell me you're out now. Do not tell me you're out already. Because I'll have to kick your ass. Because if you're on the phone right now, this means that you just got out of work. Am I correct in that assumption? Okay, good. How much longer do you have? I'm not drawing that bubblito. Yes, I was, Matthew. I have found out Choco Hooligan's definition of late is if I'm literally a nanosecond past 12 o'clock. That's why I'm always late. Maybe an hour? Okay. That's a little better. Then go back to work, damn it. Oh, damn, I already gotta switch my damn mermaid with a VR headset. That's... I'm doing all my mermaids. Well, it's supposed to be 12 sharp. Matthew? Go back to work. Go. Hi, Brentley. Bye, Choco. Have fun. Enjoy the movie. Matthew, why do I think you're the devil? Explain to everyone why I think you're the devil, because you know. What did we just get to talking about last night? What was I whining and crying about last night? He'll know. If he doesn't, he's in trouble. Watch, he already left. I'm opening up my Where to Photograph Bald Eagles in Iowa video finished sometime. Ooh, that's cool. I wouldn't think in my head Iowa and bald eagles, so that's kind of cool. Oh gosh, yeah, Moon. I call it throwing a bone as a couple. You should always compliment your spouse something that they do, even if it's something that is expected. You should always at least compliment them. And I will give you this. Matthew and I both have a very good work ethic, and as long as you hold $1 in front of my husband's face, he will work hard. May not do the chores at home, but I'll tell you what, he will work very hard if it's to earn $1 every time. Let's see. Always throw a bone to your man. Let's see, I'll mute my computer for now so we don't hear that constant popping. But let's see. Let us find out. 8-bit mermaid. Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind. What, Nova? Yeah? These are more complicated than I originally thought. The fleshy kind. You just nasty, Bublito. You nasty. So, I mean, as long as I follow some kind of straight line pattern, I should be fine. Do I have anything that's... I'm going to do a really simple one. Why are you digging in? There was something I wanted to talk about on stream, too. And I remember thinking about it in the car. I'm like, oh, man, it's going to be such a good topic. And then I don't fucking remember what it was. At all. I feel so smart. Also, thanks for voting. For what? You don't get to call me nasty. I sure fucking do. I get to do what I want. But yeah, I can't remember. There was something really cool I wanted to talk about on stream, and I was watching a video about it this morning. Well, maybe if I looked through my videos, maybe that's why. Maybe that would work. If I look through my recently watched videos. I read the comments when I want to, Bubbly-toe. I didn't said when. You didn't said when? I don't know what you said, but it wasn't said when. You mean you didn't say when? Is that the word you were trying to say? Or is that the word you were trying to said? Dummy. LG. Axel's snoring next to me. This isn't going to be a perfect 8-bit, but you know what? That's okay. Uh-oh, Moon. Now Bub's gonna get mad at you. What, pups? So let me tell you my adventure this morning, guys. Let's just preface this with my phone was turned off because your girl's poor. And I got lost. I had to drive a friend to a drug test today for his job. And I got lost. I didn't just get lost. I got hella lost. Like, I thought I knew where I was, and I was 100% incorrect. And so I then had to find out where to go. And that, in and of itself, was a trip. I have no idea how I managed it. I guess I gotta do this. Oh, that's not gonna work. That's gonna be way too small. I think my idea is already getting overcomplicated. If you guys can hear that snoring, I apologize. That's my cat. He is apparently very tired, just, having like the longest, just the hardest day on him. He tried to escape twice. Son of a bitch. Hi, Christian. Homosexual. What in the hell happened in the comments? Top, bottom, and versatile? Damn, guys. Y'all thirsty up in here. Naughty children. Out here acting naughty. God, what was it? I'm trying to think when I was setting up the stream. What was it? Now I gotta look. Now I gotta look at what my video history was. See what I was looking at. Because now it's gonna annoy me. All the songs I listened to. Karma, instant karma. So it wasn't a video. So what the hell was it? Oh, I'm gonna be annoyed. Oh, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Did I share something on Facebook? Nope. You guys, I'm gonna be so annoyed with myself. I'm gonna be so annoyed. Did I share something on Twitter? It was something interesting. And I can't remember. Ugh. I'm just gonna sit here all day mad. Weird Stars is not showing up for me that you're live on my... Really? Weird. Christian joined and all of a sudden the average IQ in the room went up. Exactly. Oh, I'm gonna be so annoyed today, but there was something I wanted to talk about. And I just haven't paid attention enough today to think about what it could have been. And I hate when I have to do something that I have to think about, like this piece of artwork right here. Because that always makes me look dumb. Shut up, Bublito. Don't say it. So I'm pretty excited for this weekend, though. I'm going to be helping out at a local festival with that restaurant I've been telling you guys about, Umami. I think I finally might be getting the older kittens out of my house so I can start prepping for even more fucking cats. It's one of those weeks Was it about food shortages? I don't think it was that. Moon, it was something spicy. I can't remember. And it's driving me nuts. It was probably while I was listening to the radio. Because I set up my stream, I think, earlier, and I was like, should I type it? Like, let's talk about. And I was like, nah, it's stupid. We'll talk about it in the stream. And now I just wish I had. Because as soon as I thought about it, it was gone. About Buffalo? No, I don't know enough about the shootings to talk about them. I don't want to go off my ass and make bad statements. Although I do hear a child died, and I'm not cool about that. Would Leon know? No, I didn't talk. I actually didn't talk to Leon much yesterday, which is unusual. So that's why I say I don't know. I don't think it was an issue that was like about trans people. No. Was it an animal issue? Probably. It's me. Trump being back on Twitter. Is he back on Twitter? I love that. Let's talk about the implications of that. About people exploding over shit just because they're not going to get their way no more. I mean, that'd be just funny to talk about. Let me see. If he gets back on Twitter, I'll fucking die, bro. Because that just would be hilarious. Because people will freak out. And I'm here for the freak out. Like, in some ways, I really am here for the chaos when it comes to that, because I want to see people melt down over something that's really not meltdownable. That's what I want to see. Do you believe animals have rights, Cass? I believe that animals do have rights to exist. Yes. And I believe humans should be more willing to be kind to them. People will lose their damn minds. Everest, they will absolutely lose their damn minds. Yeah, I know. I saw that about the supposedly the bots and everything, and I was like, okay. I don't see how, but okay. That should speak more to how bad Twitter is as a whole. People going back to Tumblr. My dad uses Tumblr. It's very weird. Being against meat eating. I don't. So here's my thing. I believe in science when it comes to that, and also I believe in the religious aspect, because the Lord says, these animals are put here for us, and I do believe that. I believe that animals all have a purpose, because the thing is, when you stop allowing animals to eat other animals, it actually damages most animals. So, like, for instance, cats can't be vegan. People love to sit there and go, your cat can eat vegan food. No, the fuck it can't, bro. No, the fuck it can't. You are dooming your cat to death if you do that. Like, your cat will die. If you decide you think your cat should be a vegan, it's gonna die. And there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. If Micah had to choose between a rabbit ear or a vegetable, she's going to eat the bunny. Right, exactly. I'm not sure what to expect from Twitter now, but I highly doubt it'd be any worse than what it has been. I know, right? People who force their animals to be vegan make me a different kind of irritated. Everest, I'm very passionate about. I don't believe children or animals should be forced into veganism. I think when you're raising them, you should, tell them, hey, you know what? This is what I believe in. And that's great. You believe in whatever you want, baby cakes. Go off. However, I do believe you have to accept that yours is a choice. And when you actually the logistics, everyone can't be vegan. Logistically, it's not possible. The amount of land you would need to utilize to feed everyone. We already have a hard time feeding everyone on the food that we currently make because it doesn't stay fresh long enough for everyone. It'd be a whole process. It's a whole thing. Let's see. There we go. Don't mind me, I was trying to figure out how to draw a tail. And I wasn't succeeding. Oh, it is looking very 8-bitty on there, though, isn't it? Oh, look at me. I'm doing it. Oh, boy. As they've been informed about it, of course, know what it is, but not have to be pushed upon them. Exactly. And that's my biggest issue. They would much rather push it upon their children. I don't know why customers don't understand we aren't allowed to kill animals that do things in the garden areas of the store. Yeah. I try my best not to needlessly kill an animal. That's my thing. I really do try. I know that I'll joke like about spiders and stuff, but typically, unless I think that spider is actually a danger, I actually tend not to hurt the spiders that get in my house. I had this spider living in my bathroom for like 3 years. I called him Carl. My friends hated Carl, and when they came over, they threatened to kill him. But Carl killed, like, when you have a septic tank, you run the risk of like flies all the time. And Carl ate any flies that came in the house. So Carl got to live. I think I told you guys about Carl before, as a matter of fact. My mother reacts very badly to the spider bites. She always calls me. Yeah. Yikes. I was on mute for job meeting. I came back to needlessly killing. Not like that, okay? I realize I can't do what I normally do on this because I have to color the boxes on this one. Normally I leave the boxes and I use the watercolor. Today I'm going to have to actually do straight line coloring, which is unusual for me. There we go. My mother reacts very badly. I don't know what. Oh, God. I'm still reading the same damn comments. I got this, guys. I can function today. I promise. It's just one of those days. Like I said, I've been up early. I was running around all morning. got lost, haven't eaten because I was so tired when I got back. I fed all the animals. I gave everyone their snackums, and I was like, screw it, I'm taking a 5-second nap, which I did. It was a lovely nap. I'll be very honest. I enjoyed every ounce of that nap. Well, that's looking rather 8-bitty. I'm not much people chatting today. It's a you know what? Because the temperature change, I don't give a shit what anyone says. It affects people, and then you just don't want to talk. You're like, yeah, life. And that's it. It's one of those days, kids. It's one of those days. That's why I don't get those people that tell me, oh, I love the heat. Why? Why do you like doing that to yourself? Don't you have joy in this world? Don't you have some kind of some other thing to do besides hate yourself with this? This one I can't just sketch out. It's gonna have to be. I'm all in on this one. I'm all in. This one's a little smoother than the other watercolor pens that I have. The blending smooths a little better, but Tombow is also a higher quality. I can't stand the heat. I hated Everest. Let me tell you, the heat and I, we're not friends. We don't talk. We don't have fun. And we can talk about some of the spicier things going on. So who is educated in the very regrettable? We've had several shootings this weekend. I think there wasn't just one. There was several. Only one's really being talked about. It's a little cooler where I'm at today. Ugh, jealous. Stop it. My Google thinks I'm talking to it all the time. I'm like, no, I don't like you that much. You're cool and all, but no. I know, Christian, if you're still here, you know an awful lot about these things that happen. You can tell me what's going on. Yep, Texas, California, Buffalo. I did a few videos about. I did see you did some videos. I did see that. I didn't see the videos, but I did see that you made the videos. There's just a lot of shit going on right now, guys. A lot of problems, a lot of issues. Not exactly thrilled about any of that. Can't lie. Where the China versus Taiwan issue would be a motive for a U.S. shooting. Well, I mean, especially if they are immigrants. Who knows? Maybe he thought he was doing something. I don't think he achieved anything. If that's what he wanted. I saw one article with the face of the man, and that was it. And see, that one, the only reason I saw that article is because I was scrolling through Twitter and someone I follow posted it. Not because anyone else is talking about it. Because no, that would make too much sense that the news would talk about someone who isn't white that did a shooting. That wouldn't make any sense. Why would we do that? It is very hard to keep up. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose, you know. I wonder if it is like they're making sure it's exceedingly hard to keep up with all this shit. Because it's exceedingly hard to keep up with all this shit. He had planned to go into the community and shoot up other people in the streets, but he didn't end up doing that. Okay, but why did he want to do that is my question. Like, what was his motive? What did he think he would achieve? Like, yay, I'm glad he didn't do it, but what exactly was his idea? Was he going to change the world? It's a simplified version of what was happening. There's an element of info overload, causes a lot of people to turn off. I do agree on that, Dan and or Brent. I agree. Information overload. People are turning off from it. They're just done. They're done hearing about this shit. They're done hearing about someone else getting shot. They're done hearing about anything. Oh, when I pumped my gas this morning, you could see somebody had gone to my local gas station. Just speaking about current leaders and everything else, and they had stuck Joe Biden stickers on every single pump. And you could see that the gas station attendants had to rip off every single one, and it made me giggle. But I imagine the attendants weren't very happy about it. I imagine they were a wee bit annoyed. It wasn't lost on me that they marched him into his hearing in a white paper gown looking like the KKK. Wow. Seriously, that's wow. Unfortunately, I have to leave the stream and go to class of graduating this year. Wow, well, congrats, Everest. Finally, I can escape. It was lovely hopping in here for a little while. Got to catch these streams more often. I'll be having them every week on Tuesday and every other week on Thursday, so you'll be able to. Is Brent. Haven't signed into my other account from my phone yet. They marched him in like a KKK member. Wow. They're fucking wild, man. They're wild. His manifesto is about 180 pages. It's a very long list of race essentialism, great replacement theory, debunked eugenics claims, and emotional platitudes. Well, I mean, he fits. You have a good day, Everest. You know what? He fits right in with the rest of his kind. The morons that love to go off on those things. They think they're changing the world by hurting people. You know what? I'm just gonna get up. I'm gonna end game a bunch of people, and I'm sure this will solve all the problems that I feel are happening. Right. After that, a unicorn will come right up to you and poop out rainbows. Be great. Got to love it. I made some videos on TikTok, guys, that are actually making people mad. I'm kind of happy about it. I'm kind of really happy about it. They're, of course, about Roe v. Wade, which notice everyone's quiet about now. I've read about 70 pages. See, Kristen, this is why you're the smart one in this friendship, because I ain't fucking doing that. I am not doing that. That is all you. You can have that, and I will love you for it. But I will not join. No. God, now I want a coffee. I haven't eaten, but I want a coffee. Ugh, I am becoming old. After a while, I couldn't take it any longer. I don't blame you. I'm a TikTok instigator. I really am. I decided to do a stitch with this girl who was saying, if you're going to have control of our bodies, you're not getting laid. And I was like, oh no, don't do exactly what we've been telling you to do this whole time. How will we manage? And then she tried to tell me that I didn't understand the point. And I'm like, oh no, I understood the point. I understood it very clearly because you doubled down on it when you came into this conversation. I just think you're a fool. Okay? So there's the difference. She didn't like that comment too much. Coffee and fiber cookies. Breakfast of farts! I like that. That's good. That's funny. I'll take that one. It's been a whole week of stuff here, guys. Just, I'm getting already offered more kittens, and I'm like, great, just what I need. Having to run around, take care of bills with money I don't have, all that shit. And so that's why this stream is quite lovely. Because all I gotta do is sit here and draw a random 8-bit mermaid. Which is coming out way better than I thought it would. Bye, Esteban. Let's see. Oh, good thing I'm lining that because that doesn't look right. Is she looking cute, guys? Unfortunately, there's a small but virulent strain of racial... And that's always going to be the case. You're always going to have someone out there that's going to be radical and crazy and want to hurt people. Regrettably, whether anyone wants to hear it or not, that is human nature. There are people out there that are sick in the head. And they know they're sick in the head and they're okay with it. There are some people who know that they're sick in the head and they end game themselves because they don't want to hurt people. There are people that are sick in the head and they get help. And there are people who are sick in the head and just enjoy it. So, you know. That's why you've always got to be very cautious. Oh, you know what? I know what we can all talk about. This is a good subject. Locking one's own doors. What is your take on that, guys? Locking your doors or living in a neighborhood that you can trust your neighbors and you never have to lock your doors. What is your take on that, guys? What do you think would be an ideal situation for you? So I've talked to Gothics about this. I'm going to tell you right now. I could live on 50 acres of private land. I will never not lock my doors. I get immediate anxiety the moment I leave any doors unlocked, and I have a firm belief there's usually someone waiting for me to not lock my doors because that happened in my life. But I want to know you. I want to know if you had the choice to live in a home and I still lock my doors and my windows. I live in a pretty safe suburb that was voted one of the safest places in the country several times. Yes, you do, actually. I know where you live. Yes, you're right. It was voted to be very safe. And I agree with you. If I lived next door to you, I would still lock my doors. I would lock up at all times. Thank you. I get a lot of folks that are like, oh no, I would love to live in a home where I don't have to worry about locking my doors. I wouldn't. Because that's called a false sense of security. And I'm not about that life. I do not need a false sense of security. I would rather have a real one. I want real security in my life where I know that I am going to be safe. I haven't seen any evidence he wrote it. I've seen it attributed to him. Sam Hyde reference would be suggest a host move to Iceland. I wouldn't. Pluribus, even if I was on a deserted island, I would still lock it because you don't know. Someone could roll up in a ship with a GPS that, was designed to track you. You just don't know. That's how little I trust. Because the guys that broke into my house had watched me for days and I didn't realize it. Because they knew that Matt and I were going out that day and they watched and they waited. They broke into our house within minutes of us leaving. And they broke in again when they thought I was getting my stuff back. So, yeah. Not about that life at all. I think it must be nice because clearly since security exists for a reason. I would still lock my doors though, even if I did live in a place that had no crime. Because I also, yeah, exactly. And hi, heckin', Lorian Hart. I live in Alaska. Came from Killian, Texas, where we were broken into multiple times. Alaska is a top state for homicides. I have double locked steel bars under the doors. Do you know I'm contemplating? I am genuinely contemplating eventually getting outside dogs because of that black dude that showed up on my porch. Some of you, my followers from my earlier some months back will remember that this dude showed up at my house at like 7 a.m. just asking he could come in. Not to come in, he could get a ride. And I was like, no. He's like, come on, man. I can give you gas money. And I'm like, then call an Uber. You can't call an Uber? Why can't you call an Uber? And I had to lie to him and say, like, nah, because he kept pushing. And I was like, no, I really can't. And he's like, well, come on. I was like, no, I really can't. And I finally lied and be like, no, the car's broken, dude. Like, I can only drive it so far. I don't have insurance on it right now, and it's not registered. That's a fake plate. Just so I can get him off my damn property. Like, no. He had been standing at my door for quite a bit. Like, I hadn't even realized it. Orion was barking at him, and see, Orion barks at everything when we're out here. So I thought, oh, it's nothing. He's just barking at a chicken. That's how I thought. Then it turns out, oh, he was barking at a man standing on my porch, knocking on the door, asking for a ride. And that guy had showed up once before. At the time, I think this is still 2021 when he did this. And I was like, I remember he had showed up before. Matt and I were asleep that day. He had come knocking, but we didn't hear him. That's what guns are for. I do agree. And I eventually plan on investing in a gun for the house. That's so much money that we don't have. Much better. I hated that she didn't have eyebrows. It kind of threw me off. Don't come a knocking if the house is a rockin'. Hi, Edie. People think I'm so sweet, but if someone threatened... Listen, all you gotta do is watch one of Christian's streams when he's on a roll, and you'll know. That man's not just sweet. There's a whole lot of salt in there. A lot of spice. And the kid's tall and strong, too. So, I wouldn't fuck with him. I'm in Canada. I wish I could legally carry a pistol while hiking or even mace. Yeah, I can't believe you guys aren't even allowed to carry, like, mace. That's some bullshit. I understand, like, I could even if I don't agree with it, I could at least see their little argument. Oh, having a firearm is so dangerous. All right, fine. I may not agree, but sure, fine. It's a dangerous weapon. It's fucking mace, bro. It's non-lethal. You're just trying to protect yourself. You guys aren't allowed tasers. You aren't allowed mace. Not allowed knives. Like, now I have a lot of friends that live on the reservation, so they all have their weapons. They don't give a fuck. But yeah, that surprised me about Canada, dude. People are less inclined to shoot if you are armed, right? I'm walking by some girls with signs saying bands off our bodies. Oh my god. You know what, ladies? And that's what my argument was. You hear these women, and if you guys watched me on Gothic's stream yesterday, you already kind of heard this argument. But I'm getting very tired of the whole hands off our bodies. Okay, first off, you're comparing women in the 1950s to now. Women in the 1950s may have needed abortions because they were getting stuck in marriages with abusive people because it was societally accepted that they had to stay in those relationships. So we get it. At the time, you guys didn't have a choice. You've got all the choices now, ladies. Nothing is stopping you from walking away. You have all the choices to decide who you're going to sleep with, who's going to be your potential partner. You have the decision on your fertility for the most part. Some things are out of your hands, like with me, where, sometimes your body chooses for you. Like, I wouldn't mind, but yes, back in the 1950s, women barely knew what a cycle was. Some women didn't even know what a period was. They just knew they bled. Again, I told the story several times. There are women who didn't even realize what area the baby came out of. So, situations like that, okay, you got me. I agree. But that was then. This is now. Is waspe more effective than bear spray? Yeah, not even brass knuckles, no. When I drove through Canada, we were not comfortable not having a firearm, even for just the fact of bears and... Yes! I carry a knife in my purse. Good cat. Could also go with pocket sand. Like actual pocket of sand, babe? Like that's... I'm assuming that's what you mean? And that's the thing, like, again, and that's been the best argument that I've heard that's pro-weapon, is if you don't want certain actions to happen that result in unwanted children, then you should want women to be armed at all times. The whole left's opinion on abortion is, and when life starts, is extremely offensive to women who've had miscarriages. Yes, Lorianne, it is. As a woman who has had miscarriages, it incredibly is. Carry sand in the pocket, toss it in the eye. That is a good idea, babe, but however, you and I, who are not armed, we don't do that. To those new to my chat, Dark Blaze is my husband. Matthew, what do you think? This prompt was electronic gaming. My mother carries sewing scissors in her purse. Her work is not a safe place at night. Oof. There's a big ass fly in this house. I just saw it. No joke, Canada's laws are crazy. They have been They have been indigenous women who have been arrested for protecting themselves because they don't want to be. Yes. I don't know a lot of women who had abortions, but the ones I do know were homeless and in abusive relationships at the time. Exactly, Kat. Like, you don't know a whole lot of them. They're very, very rare. Like, they act like this is something a big deal, but the problem is, like, for me, I know of and know many women. Now, I know one or two who had them because the guy that the baby would have been with them was exceedingly abusive. And so I may not agree with it, but I understand their motive, and they wanted to get away from him. But that's the thing. When you're talking about it now, we're talking about in the modern age, there has to come a time that's what I want to talk about. I knew it was going to be a spicy topic. Hi, Roar. Nice drawing, watching your stream. Oh, thanks, Roar. Okay. Hi, Sky. This is my spicy topic. When should we victim blame? That just reminded me. I was watching it on Abba and Preach. At what point is it not like that you have to say, no, you can't just say don't blame victims because you made that choice? When do your actions finally be the thing where people say, no, yes, we're gonna blame you because you put yourself in that situation? When is it appropriate, in your opinions? Because I have my own take on it, but I'm curious. Depends, exactly. It's a very touchy subject. And this is coming from someone who's put herself in dumb situations because I thought it was the right thing to do, regardless of the outcome. Was it my fault? For instance, I ran into ongoing highway traffic to save geese. I didn't die, clearly. You can ask my husband, he's in this chat. It happened. It is 100% true. I ran into 65-mile-an-hour highway to save geese. If I had died, would you have blamed me? I put myself in that situation. You can only control your actions. But if your actions lead you to bad outcomes, for instance, what are we all saying about walking down a bad area, working in a bad area? If you don't arm yourself and you don't pay attention to where you're walking around and you allow yourself to be loosey-goosey in that area and something ends up happening to you, is it somewhat your fault or not? Because I believe it is. I do believe that if you know you're in a bad area and you believe where you are, bad things have happened, you need to be extra secure. And if you're not, and something bad happens, I feel bad for you. But I am in the camp of, but bitch, I told you. It's a big reason why law enforcement don't try as hard solving cases with sex workers. Exactly. But then at the same time, I don't feel they shouldn't get justice. But I do feel someone should look at them and say, but you knew what you were doing, didn't you, bitch? And I know that that's a spicy take. May even be, someone would say, a wrong take. I don't know. Because I'm in the camp of, if I was taking care of a kid and I tell the kid, don't jump off of that shelf, don't climb up and jump off of it, and they go, okay, and then 10 seconds later, that kid is doing exactly that, should I then be like, oh, my poor little baby? Or should I be like, motherfucker, you shouldn't have done it, should you? Like, that's my question. Because I don't know. If you guys want to be able to throw a good punch, a roll of coins, honey, husband, I won't come pick you up from work. Stop that. That can get me in trouble. Out here advocating violence in the chat. We only tell our patrons that. You want to learn that shit, you go to my Patreon. God. Just trying to get me demonetized. But I don't know. That's stuff I wonder about. I wonder when do we go too far in coddling somebody? And, because I think about the Amber Heard trial. I think about all this stuff. When do we go too far? I went to the gym yesterday and did work on my legs. Been sore the past day. I don't know how some of these people spend listen, borderline addiction, that's how. Borderline addiction. Because, like, for instance, if you're in a marriage, right, and your husband is constantly walking out on you, or is constantly cheating on you, or anything like that, at what point do you stop saying, oh, poor Jane, Bob never treats her right? And Jane has had every opportunity. She knows family will take care of her. She knows that somebody will help her. She knows she's got all the support in the world. And she complains about Bob all the time. But she never leaves. At what point do we stop saying it's all Bob? And do we start saying, hey, Jane plays a part too? That's my question. If you make the decision knowing the outcome will be dangerous and harmful, say, for example, shooting up heroin, and you continue to willingly shoot up heroin, then OD, yeah, you should have gotten help prior. So it's your responsibility to get help. Okay, but then let's ask something like, again, we go into things like getting hurt. So, like, for instance, if you go in an area of town that is well known for, let's say, snuggle with a struggle to happen, okay? We know fairly often in this area of town, it happens. And you go knowing it might happen. And you go dressed scantily, alone, unarmed, and with no means of escape, and you don't tell anybody you're going to that part of town. Are you at fault for putting yourself in that situation? I'm not saying it's right if something happens to you. I'm not saying I advocate for it, but that's the moral question. I am posing that to the chat. At what point is it your fault? Or is it not your fault and you should be able to go without, like where do you guys sit on it? I'm genuinely curious because this is stuff that I get a lot of questions in my head. I see a lot of debate, and that's my question. I wonder. Some addicts are forced usually sex workers, but I don't feel sorry for the average person that decides. I do agree. Now, again, and this is talking about coercion, things like that. So, when you talk things like that, Kat, I agree. That doesn't give them the permission to inflict harm on you, but it's your responsibility to be accountable for your safety. It's reckless. Yes. So that's how I would say it. I'd be like, I'm not happy it happened to you. I will get the bastard that did it, but bitch, you was reckless. So would you say that's fair? Like, would that be a fair way of going about it? Because I just wonder, guys, like, this is shit that goes through my head. And I wonder why people put themselves in situations knowing it could be bad, and then later on, they're the ones that cry the hardest when shit goes sideways. I don't understand it. Because I have made a very strong habit of not going into situations that I know could hurt me. Choosing to interact with or becoming the criminal element brings on victim responsibility. If you are truly innocent, law-abiding, then no. Like what Kat was saying, you got kidnapped, you got forced into work, and they made you addicted to keep you there. I don't believe it's your fault then. I believe that is something where you are a victim of circumstance. But then, now here's a conundrum. What if the only reason you got forced into that work is because you, as Pluribus said, put yourself in a situation knowing there are people that could possibly do that? Again, this is where I find it, I feel we go to two different extremes in our society lately. We've been going to extremes where at this point we can never judge anyone for anything they've done, and we have to constantly make them feel better about their choices. And I don't think that's right. But I also think that we should be fair. It's very weird. I feel like a lot of people don't want to admit when they were wrong. I agree, Lorianne. I agree tenfold. There are many, many people that when they make a bad choice and they put themselves in a bad situation, they don't want to have to admit that they did that because that's very uncomfortable. Everyone's uncomfortable with admitting they're wrong. When you get called out on something, it's really not fun. But I admire when somebody says, you know what? I did do that. I did that. I was wrong for doing that. And maybe things would have been better if I had just not done that. Whatever it might be. Walking down a dark alley, no. Walking down the dark alley to buy drugs, not the same. If you're walking down that, why are you walking down the back alley to begin with, though? Like, there's a thing. What were you doing in that back alley? Were you just curious? You're like, well, I just want to see what's back here. Everyone knows. I mean, the reason why it's called a dark alley is a dark alley for a reason. Everyone knows what happens in dark alleys. That's why nobody goes down them except for the bad people. They made the wrong choice by going there and knowingly abandoning common sense, but should also deserve help. Exactly. Lorianne, you and I agree on a lot of this. I agree very much so. I'm not saying you don't deserve help. That's not what I'm saying. You definitely deserve help. But you also deserve to be told you're a dumbass. That's how I see it. Because I will tell you right now, when I've made dumbass choices, I may not like that I got yelled at, but everyone told me I was a dumbass. As a smaller female, I'd have to be responsible to not go into a dark alley. Exactly. These days, sadly, you can have this stuff happen to you regardless of what you're wearing. I do agree after 40, but that's the thing. You could always have it regardless of what you're wearing. I'm just saying, if you're going to put yourself on a bait line, make sure your bait isn't as delicious if you're going in the dangerous waters. That's all. Or if you're gonna look delicious, make sure you're in a bigger school of fish. That's how I see it. To get to my house when I lived in Chicago, it was how we got to the back door going down the back alley. I mean, yeah, but that was your house. You knew it. It was your neighborhood. And again, after 40, you're not a stupid woman. I imagine that you would, whatchamacallit, you probably had some precautions in place, especially coming from Chicago. We hold people who drink and drive accountable, so to an extent, we should to those who do things without common sense. You can't be prepared to protect yourself if you know you'll bring attention. Yeah. Still carried a brick in my purse. There you go. I didn't even see the answer yet. I knew it. Because after 40 has always been a very, as far as I've been talking to her now for several months, she's never seemed like an illogical human to me. I'm not going to walk down Skid Row in a miniskirt and a crop top. Exactly. Not because wearing that gives permission to be assaulted, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. That's my take. And I know there are people that don't like that take, and I know that to some people that's a very wrong take. I'm sorry. I again, this goes back to the conversation of personal responsibility. And I feel personal responsibility is something a lot of people don't like to acknowledge. They don't like to really point at themselves for. They just would rather everyone tell them, "Oh my God, you're a victim of circumstance. Oh, this was so harrowing for you." You know, again, I've had many things that have happened to me that I've done where I've been made to feel uncomfortable, that shit's gone wrong. And I understand. And it's nice when people tell me, "Hey, we know this this happened to you, and we know that you didn't mean for it to happen this way." And it's great when people see my side. But I still prefer when someone tells me, "But you shouldn't have done that," because then it tells me, I should maybe learn my lesson. This is coming from someone who's been, yes, Lorianne, maybe that's why you and I agree so much, because so have I. Mine was over 2 years. So yeah. Would you walk at Harlem at 1 a.m. using it? No, you're going to get shot. Exactly. You can be a victim and still have made mistakes to get into that position. Whenever I come home after midnight after a concert, I always made sure I was aware of my surroundings. Moon, you seem like, again, a very smart woman, so I don't see why you wouldn't. I would, LMAO. I would defend myself. They didn't call me the nutcracker for nothing. I love it. It's because I already know what victims feel like. Exactly. Brooklyn at night is very little people around. Yeah, but that also makes you an easier target. When there's less people around, that means they're going to notice you first. So, again, these are the things that roll around in my head, guys, and I sit there and I think about them, and you're not allowed to say them because it's not politically correct, which gets me even more annoyed because why aren't I allowed to say them? Why can't I say that you shouldn't be a dumbass? Why is that not allowed? Why is telling people you shouldn't be a dumbass amongst the wrong speak these days? I don't think it should be wrong speak. I think that that's the right speak. My mom and dad always taught me that, I was responsible for my choices in life. I was responsible for what I did. If I put myself in a bad situation, I couldn't cry wolf afterwards and be like, oh, poor me. No, no. Why was poor me there? Why was poor me in that situation in the first place? What did poor me do to get herself there? I'm more scared alone in a busy, dangerous area. More faith, there'll be a good Samaritan to step in. I'm fine in a busy area because I don't have a very welcoming face when I'm not talking to someone. When I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing, I look like a very angry, bitchy person, and I use that to my advantage. So, like, if I don't want anyone's attention, I will very purposely go without makeup. I might not brush my hair as nice. I'll wear low cut, but I won't wear like anything that makes me look pretty because I know I can lean more towards the masculine look sometimes. And that benefits me. If I want to go do something and I don't really care how I look, I just want to go do something, I'll do that. Because I used to go out to Walmart every time I would look cute. And see, back in Rhode Island, I never got hit on. So I wasn't concerned. But see, here in the South, I got hit on a lot. So I didn't want to get hit on. And I knew that if I went out dressed cute all the time, I would get hit on. So what did I do? I made the executive decision. Okay, well, guess what? When Cassie goes out to Walmart, unless Cassie's with Matt, Cassie's not going to dress cute. She is just going to dress normal. She is not going to put on any makeup, and she is not going to smile as much because I didn't want the issue. I know I don't seem it, but I'm not really big into interacting like that to begin with. So, Nene, go about your business, sir. No, I don't want you walking up to me. And see, one time I had dressed cute. This was during the pandemic. I had dressed real cute. And I was waiting in the cereal aisle for Matthew to put something back on the shelves because I was sitting there. It was fucking sweaty. And I was wearing a tank top. And if any of you know what I look like, I am not a. I have large chesticles, okay? I've got a very bodacious set up top. And this guy walks up to me. He doesn't say a word. He stands right in front of my carriage. I ignore him very blatantly. I pretend I don't even see him. I am too busy looking at the Kind bars because I really like the Kind bars. They're yummy. They're expensive, but they're yummy. And so I'm looking at them and I'm paying attention to them, and he is holding Captain Crunch pancake mix, which I internally groaned at because ew. And he is staring at me hard. But I was looking cute that day. I was looking a little snatched. So I already realized, because Matt wasn't there. Matt walks up behind me, does the typical greeting that a husband gives a wife after he's been away for a few minutes. And the guy just kind of looks back and forth, stares at Matthew, and then looks at me and goes, do you know if this is any good? And he's holding up the Captain Crunch pancake mix, and I'm like, I don't eat it, so I wouldn't know. And he stares at us for a little bit longer as if waiting for Matt to walk away. So Matt and I just start talking again like he doesn't exist. Like we're talking about the potential food and how much it's going to cost. And this guy glares at Matt and then stomped away. Like full-blown tantrum stomped away. So even with immediate signals and very obvious I'm not interested. I still knew that by not just immediately telling the guy, go the fuck away, I put us in a little bit of a situation. Now, thankfully, again, my husband walked up and the guy realized there was nothing he could do. But what if I had remained alone all that time? I have no idea. My husband is a soldier, aka why we were in Killeen. Most wives were told, don't go out alone don't go out alone wearing our wedding rings because it would show we've got some money. Oh my God, that's horrible. We live in a safe place, but I teach my kiddos to never go out alone after dark. Don't take trips alone. Have her fingers by her phone, and she might be small, but she knows how to flip herself. Yes. Also, she gets worried. Either call or pretend to call anyone. I thankfully have a voice that can reach China. So the moment I open my mouth, like, ah! And yeah, they're going to run. Let's see. Taking to trains. You may come across a mentally unhinged person. A lot of time they're homeless. I feel bad, but I always keep my distance. Yes. So what did I do? When I didn't have my husband with me, I didn't wear my ring or nice clothes. If I got robbed alone, it would be my fault. Exactly. You don't walk into Skid Row dressed in Coach and Gucci with diamonds on every finger, unless you are the leader of the local gang and everyone knows to stay away from you. That's the thing. You don't go doing it. You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spit in the wind. Shit like that. It's just, I'm glad I'm not alone in this because I've always been made to feel like a lot of these opinions are mean or not understanding. And it's not that I don't get people's plights. I do. I'm not saying that that I victim blame or that I'm completely telling somebody, oh no, that's your fault. However, I am going to say to you, well, did you put yourself in this situation? And if you did, one, why did you? Did you know? Like, were you ignorant to the facts or did you know that there was a risk and you did it anyway? These are the things that I think about when I'm by myself and I'm bored and I'm trying to think of, different questions. Clean is horrible. If you heard about Vanessa Gillian, the guy killed himself less than a mile down the road from me. Is that? Lorianne, can you expand upon that? Because I think I know what you're talking about. Is that the one that's in the news right now, that movie that came out? Because I feel like I should know that name, but I don't. I only know the girl you're talking about is the girl with the eyebrows. She was a soldier who was... Oh my God. Okay, no, so it's not what I'm thinking of. Yes, I have heard of that. Yeah, there's a lot of soldiers that have been disappearing from there. Wasn't there like they found out there was I think total a dozen soldiers have ended up dead in that area, if I recall correctly. I can't remember. Apparently people are comparing the shooting. Oh my God. It is not the same. People that are doing that comparison still don't have any idea what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse. They still have this mindset that he just charged into a crowd, dropped to one knee, and went, which he didn't do. Like, my God. I was told because she exposed her essay, but it wasn't the case. She caught him in an affair and it would have ruined his career. Yeah, that sounds more palpable to me. That sounds a lot more like a reality. Oh my God, drive by. See, again, and I hear guns all the time here where I live, but it's so different. We always know it's just the hillbillies practicing. Like, that's the difference between all the areas we're talking about and where I live. For me, it's literally just hillbillies practicing. Over a dozen. The sad part is one wasn't searched for 11 months, only found when after searching for. Yeah, there was a young man. People that are just ignorant. It is just ignorant, Moon. It really is. But they don't see anything wrong with it. They don't care. They don't care. Oh my God. This phone. I wasn't sure if I got a missed call or not. Gosh, golly gee. I'm always double checking because Mr. Matthew. I have to make sure I see his call when it happens. Axel's peacefully sleeping beside me. Our game every day was that gang shooting or training on post? It's always when it's thunder and lightning out here we go, let's play is that gunshots or thunder? But yeah, I watched these compilations lately, and I was talking to Gothics yesterday about it. I was like, my form of doom scrolling is I sit here and I watch these videos of people either being porch pirates or breaking into homes, shit like that. Like, those make me angry. Like, those get me enraged. Because again, I've been broken into. And so as someone who's been broken into, it's it does something to you. It really does. When you get broken into, you break this kind of trust you think you have. You realize people do not have your back. Porch pirates happen a lot in New York. Yes. And I hate porch pirates. There was one with this woman. It was her neighbor across, like, they were in an apartment complex, and she was here, and the neighbor was here, and the neighbor would just literally go, snatch. And she did nothing with it. She just put it in a bag. Crip is spray painted on buildings, is huge drug and sex trafficking, is even a cult church. Whoa! Girl, you need to get out. Like, they need to get out. That's not even. Oh. But then now that leads into another question I've always had. So, what makes a neighborhood, like, you get a lot of people sit there and complain about the quality of policing in a neighborhood, how they're treated in a neighborhood. At what point is it the police's fault? And at what point is it the neighborhood's fault? Luckily, I usually get my packages seconds after it's delivered. Right. Because that's a question I wonder. At what point is it the police that are wrong? And at what point is it the culture of the neighborhood? Because, like, I remember there was this boy. I still get, like, random moments where I feel so bad for it. This kid went to a bodega in New York. This was years ago. And he was in the bodega. He was like 16, 14, 16 years old. And this Hispanic gang pulled up because a girl claimed this guy sexually assaulted her, and they got the wrong guy. And they chased this kid who was doing nothing wrong, literally nothing. He just was in the bodega looking to buy some soda, and they stabbed him. And I watched it. It was brutal. And they ganged up on him, and he sat in the streets crying for help. And no one helped him. They recorded it, but nobody helped him. This is an innocent little boy who got wrongfully. Now, I will say this. The people who killed him apparently turned themselves in, if I recall correctly, because they actually did feel bad they had gotten the wrong person. But why would it even get to that? I could, Christian, one or two of them, depending. and begged the shop owner as the gang. Yeah, I remember that, Serenity. He's sitting there begging him, and the shop owner did nothing. Like, I can't. In your scenario, it's not even a scenario. This really happened after 40. And afterwards, there was parents, and it's like, we need to take our towns back. Could they do some damage? Oh God, yeah. Oh, cats can do massive damage, Christian. I will tell you right now, Orion obviously could do damage, but I can tell you without a doubt, Greta would be the one to go for it. Greta would be the one to do it. She has defended me in the past. When she thought I was in danger, Greta has gone for people. Which is unusual because she's the nicest out of all my pets. We're not even talking about cat scratches, heckin'. When I tell you my cat's got some teeth on them, Hendrix is massive. The only ones I think would do something are Axel, possibly Aria. The only cat I ever had that it was tested was my cat Seamus. Oh, Zorro is too old at this point. He might try, but his teeth aren't even good enough, and his claws constantly get clipped. You would need muscle behind it. Hendrix would be if I had to pick the fighters, if I had to pick who I would want to do it, I would want it to be Calliope, Hendrix, Axel, Aria, and Penny, because they all pound for pound have the strongest teeth and have the strongest claws. So if I was going to take them in a fight, cat-wise, that's who I would take in a nanosecond. They are the strongest of my cats. They are the most powerful, and except for Penny, the heaviest. Cats typically like me, so yeah, I've never been bit. Thank gosh. I'd rather get bit by a dog than a cat. Yeah, cats, when they bite, it's those efforts hurt. Yeah, they do. If I had to pick, though, in my corner for a fight, obviously, we're going with Orion. I mean, Orion hits like a ton of bricks. His head is made of steel, and he's got a hell of a mouth on him. He could do some damage. So if I wanted someone in my corner, I have been bitten. Right here. Seamus was prone to seizures. And so she latched on here, and she was having a seizure, and she was just bite. Oof. I'll never forget that. He wasn't even being too serious. When he was younger, my cat used to mark me up without hesitation. He hated it when I rubbed his stomach. Yeah. Oh, cats have no qualms. They will immediately warn you off of what they don't like. And Axel, when he's annoyed, whoo, that boy hurts. I have to put him in his place because otherwise he's too dangerous. Huh, you bad boy. As he sleeps peacefully next to me. Oh yeah, but I will say this, Greta has squared up at people that she thought were going to hurt me without even hesitation. And especially as she's gotten older, she's definitely more along the lines of, I'm going to warn you off, don't come near my mommy. I did rescue rehab all my life, and I have rehabbed hundreds. A little notification got in the way, hold on. Hundreds of kittens. 100% still rather be bit by a dog. Yeah, when kittens bite, whoo! They let you know they did not want to be held. Because kittens, just like most other animals, when they're babies, they have no control. And their only instinct right now is they don't want to die. But I will say, kittens are the quickest to get to like you. And they're the easiest to subdue if you do it right. We think he kicked the little dog and all 4 cats went after him. What? Wait, what did I miss? What are you talking about after 40? When I was younger, an idiot broke into my mom's place. Dude locked himself in the bathroom because the cats tried to kill him. Would Arya actually fight? Arya's the biggest antagonist in my house, Christian. Arya starts a lot of fights. She starts a hell of a lot of fights because she gets a hair across her ass about something and never forgets it. And then she fights all the other cats as a result. She constantly goes after Hendrix. Like, Hendrix would just enter a room and Ari will be on the other side of it, and if she decides to, she'll just launch at him. Right before I started this stream, she attacked Hendrix. Which is partly why I'm taking my time with whatchamacallit, Calliope. I'm gonna wait till her and Sinbad, and if there's another cat involved, get big enough so they come out as a group, so they have each other to prevent the clique of the older cats from causing any shit. Because I definitely think my older cats would cause some shit. Especially Zoro. Zoro's just a dick. I love him. I love my Zoro. That's my Bapu. Okay, now I'm done with work. Well, sir, you're gonna have to at least wait a few minutes. I'm gonna try to make it for a straight 2-hour stream. At least. Matthew's done with work and I have the car today, guys, because I had to drive, as I told you earlier in the stream, I had to drive around today. So I'm probably gonna cut the stream early today, purely because I have to go get Matthew. But he's gonna wait at least 14 minutes for me to leave. I might take the dogs with me, by the way, Matthew. Oh, no, wait, maybe I won't, because we need to go somewhere. Never mind. She doesn't love me, guys. I barely love you. I tolerate you. I have to. I married you. My family had a guard cat. I was always innocent look. It was always innocent looking ones you want to be aware of. Arya is like, I wouldn't even say innocent looking. She's got the look in her face if she could hurt somebody. And for the most part, she is a sweet cat. She loves getting hugged. She'll roll for pets, all that shit. However, Arya is the cause of a lot of fights in the house. And you're about to see my husband go, Arya's the best. Because unlike me, my husband does play favorites. Zoro seems to tolerate me when I visit. Zoro will tolerate everyone as long as they let him sniff them. Once you let him sniff, you can pet him. He is great. He is happy. But if you don't let him do the sniff, you have caused him to feel very insulted. He will not be pleased, and then I can't help you. But now they're all going to know who you are, so it'll be a little less scary, although it has been a little while. Are you coming this weekend? You should come this weekend. For the Cheerwine Festival. You should come to Salisbury this weekend. There's a Cheerwine Festival in Salisbury. I'm going to be in Salisbury. I'm going to be helping out. Would you recommend those watercolor brushes? These ones? Yeah, Arteza does a good one, but this is a stock. I will say this. This merely has the Arteza, whatever the hell it is. They merely has their symbol on it. As long as it's this style with the push, I absolutely recommend it. Don't get like the other style. Let me see. Do I have it in one of my bags? Let me see. Let me find out. I think I have one in here. To show you the one I don't like and the one I don't recommend. I've got them in. I know for a fact I have some, but I don't know if I have them where I can easily access it and show you. Here. These ones. I don't like these ones. There isn't as much control, so the water squeezes out easier. And you can see the difference. You see you have a better reservoir. The shape is better. I overall like this one a lot more. It's going to be Saturday, noon to 9. I'm going to be at Umami most of the day because, as you guys know, I'm promoting that local restaurant. So if you're in the Rowan County area of North Carolina and you do want to meet me and you also want to see a really cool festival for a local company, make sure you come here, or rather come there, come to Salisbury on Saturday because that's where I'm going to be. And I'll be at Umami downtown. My friend Ray will be there. And we're going to be promoting it. It's just a cute little place. And the owner... Wait, isn't Saturday when your meetup is? That's what I was talking about. I don't have a meetup. So Saturday was what I was talking about with the Cheerwine Festival. I was thinking of having a meetup this month, but nobody's responded to it. So, would you live in a gated community? No, because that involves an HOA, and I hate HOAs. Like the Durant ones at the moment, but I haven't tried the Arteza. I haven't had the Durant ones. Are they good? Last time I had watercolor brushes was the Crayola ones. Well, what these are, like, you can fill it with the color if you want, but I prefer to, like, put the color down and then brush with it. HOAs can suck it. Yeah, they can suck a big fat one. I do not like HOAs, and that is enough to keep me away from any neighborhood, and I mean any. I can't stand the idea of an HOA. I would if I wasn't in Denmark. I know you would after 40. And didn't have to sit in church all day, but you'll post pics, right? Yes, I'm going to be live streaming a little bit. I'm going to post pics. I haven't figured out teleportation or portal making yet. Listen, Heckin, that's on you. Okay? And it's your fault. I've had the same Durant water brush set for years, still works great. This one works wonderfully. The brushes have not, knock on wood. Hold on, I actually have to do the knocking. Knock on wood. Ours watched my husband pour out a drink in the road and then told him to clean up those oil stains. Oh, you're it. Wow. I'm not about it at all. You guys want to see how I answer a scam likely? I don't know if you can see it. That's what it says, scam likely. This is what I do. You don't have police? That's insane to me. That's a thing? Oh, look, they hung up. I do it till they hang up. And that's what I do. Every time I get a scam likely. I love watching the videos where scammers get their shit handed to them. That's my favorite. I love that shit. I live for it. I love putting on Kevin Malone. I'll have to look that one up. Heckin's in Canada. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. I want to test something. Tell me when you guys can hear me. Could you hear me for the past few seconds? And yes, I have seen those. I love those videos. I think they are amazing. Oh. See, I always test because I never know if the mic is working or not. I have this damn mic, but sometimes it does what it's supposed to do. And then sometimes because of Restream, it doesn't. Let's see. Still got 5 minutes so I can finish this one up. I think I did pretty good. I feel like that embodies electronic gaming. I think it's cute enough. We got pet. Well, it better be Restream because I plan on getting that mic. Yes, it's not the mic. I will tell you that it's definitely Restream. I love this mic, and it works in everything else. But for some reason, with me, because it does it with the camera too. Sometimes it doesn't acknowledge the right camera. Sometimes it doesn't acknowledge anything that I'm doing, and I know it's something to do with Restream, but I can't figure out what. And I know it's partly to do with the fact that I just, I'm me. I kind of dive headfirst into these things instead of saying, hey, I should maybe do a little extra research and make sure I'm doing this right. I kind of sit there and go, well, everyone says it's reasonably easy to figure out and da-da-da-da-da, so I'm just going to try it because I need to show that I can do this. Don't ask me why I very foolishly do these things. I do. And then afterwards, I'm like, I'm doing it, guys. I don't know why it's working quite as well as it should. Whoops. What mic mix do you have? That I don't have a mixer. I just have the mic. I mean, I downloaded the program for the thing, but I have no idea what a mic mixer is. Instructions are for losers. Hell yeah! I don't need instructions, nerds. Like, I personally, when people are like, what mic do I have? I have the HyperX Quadra. And this is for emotional, so. Hit the X of the C? Huh? Oh, God. Yeah, that one. Thank you, Heckin. I haven't slept much today, Edie. Don't ask me complicated questions. Well, actually, the sleeping isn't the worst part of it. It's the lack of eating. I had to drive all the way around Creation, better known as Thomasville. I got lost on my way to Lexington. I'm tired. Don't ask me, because I don't know. I don't know. And then Orion was freaking out when we got lost. He was not pleased. But I am pumped. What you pumped about? Tell me before I get off the stream, because I have to leave early to pick up the husband. What you pumped about? What botanical creature bloomed for you? I need a mic. After 40, this mic, see this mic? This mic is glorious. I love my mic. It's lovely. And it loves me. I highly recommend my mic. I'm going to. I'm turning off the stream at 2:00, and I'm gonna get the house, and then I'm gonna head out. I promise. He's not that far. He works in the same town we live in. So, and I drive pretty fast. So I'll get to him in like 10 minutes. I am not concerned. He might be. Hell, he might be watching quietly. We don't know. It is RGB. I can't wait to start driving. I finally did my learner's test and passed it. Yay! We love this! Oh, by the way, guys, so before I go, because now, of course, people are coming in, I might do another stream later in a makeup for this, but I have to go get my husband since I had to have it. Yeah, the gas prices are fucking insane. But so far, I'll go over everyone with you, what we've gotten done for Mermaid so far. So we had workers. Siren. This was Glisten? Something to do with shininess. Star Wars Day. Symbiotic. Doodle. Ghostly. Mother. Sea Life. Vibe. Superstar, and of course my Playco is my superstar. Mermaids. This is Cyberpunk. I gotta say, guys, I think you guys didn't get to see her made. I think this is my most successful one so far. I'm pretty proud of this one. We have Cozy, which I was really excited to do the little seals. First thing I thought of was baby fur seals. Pet and electronic gaming. So that is all of our mermaid so far, guys. Some of it we've done together. Some of it I've done off camera. I appreciate you guys. Folks, for those coming in, I normally do a 3-hour stream, but I had a lot to do today, so I have to cut it an hour short, but I might make up for it later. The electronic gaming is your favorite. Aww. If you guys want to see more, please leave comments in the stream afterwards. That way I can come and see it. Maybe I'll pick up one later on in the day. If you like what I do, you can see right there in the lower part of the bar is all of my main socials. And if you want to help support me so I can keep doing these things without having to go back to the corporate world, please consider becoming a patron today. Let me see what else was there. I will be having a new video coming out on Thursday. I will also then for next Thursday, we'll be doing another reaction stream. I have so many videos from purely Edie, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to take any suggestions from you guys because she literally sent me dozens. I'm not even kidding. I have purposely not watched any of them for this reason. But if you guys like what I do, you want to, help support me on the bottom right over here, all those things, ignore that I'm pointing at my boobs. You can go ahead and follow me on all these social media platforms. If you want to help troll some people, you can go on to my TikTok if you belong on TikTok, because I did piss off some people in my last 2 videos, and it is peak hilariousness. Where would you prefer video recommendations be sent? My email, because Edie already fills my Instagram box. So if you could send them to my email, thestarson@yahoo.com. I'll write that in the chat. Gonna see me have it right here and how sometimes I type very slow. You can email me there if you guys want to. Again, I don't think there's anything else. Is there anything else? Am I missing anything? Thank you, Mitchell. Yes, I kind of really like going with the seals too. I'll start spamming that too. Bitch, I will hurt you. Otherwise, guys, thank you all for joining me. I had a fun stream. Thank you for the philosophical talks. If you guys have any ideas on what you want me to talk about on stream, please feel free to send them my way, because there's very few topics I'm not willing to cover, and I think it'd be kind of fun. So yeah, go ahead, send me topics if you have anything in mind. If you're going to be in town, in Rowan County this weekend, do think about coming by to the Cheerwine Festival. I will be in downtown Salisbury that day, helping out a restaurant not too far from me that really needs help. If you want to help them, look up this handle on whoops, I can type, I swear. That's the right one. Let me double check. I'm so smart. Let me double check and make sure it's the right Twitter handle before I start typing shit that I don't need to. Yes, it is. Check this Twitter handle. This Instagram handle. Go like their page. They are fast becoming friends of mine. They are wonderful people, and they just need some help. Even if you guys can't go to their restaurant, liking their social medias, liking their posts really helps out them, and they want to work with me to do some really cool stuff here in town. It's where I am going to host any local meetups that I have. I am going to host it at Umami. So, yeah, helping them does help me in a way. Otherwise, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to tell people that are important to you that you love them and to be safe. So, guys, I love you. Be safe. Have a fun day. Thanks for joining me, everyone.